Hello and welcome to Where the Living Room Used to Be, a podcast about Rhode Island's music scene. RI5 with Russ Gusetti. What is or was your favorite Rhode Island record store and why?
I have to say, and boy, it feels like a long time since I bought a record, but I absolutely love Tom's Tracks on Thayer Street back in the day. Would go there a ton. And there were a few other ones, but I always tended to gravitate to Tom's Tracks, which was great. And I have to say, I also, as I enjoyed going to some of the music shops around here. I remember Ray Mullins in Pawtucket particularly. To go to and just look. It was like looking at the instruments, looking at the sheet music, was a lot of fun. And more than anything, I tried to find a lot of my music or instruments at yard sales and flea markets.
Oh, really?
So I was like big at that. I got my first concertina at somebody's yard sale. I didn't even know what it was, except I was like, I have seen that on an Irish music, album. And I literally picked it up from there. That's when I started, playing concertina. I learned it. I self-learned it, but it was like one of those things. Oh, a yard sale. Somebody is getting rid of that.
Yeah, so that's cool.
It was funny. I just think that's kind of fun.
Yeah. Is there a lot of difference between playing guitar and concertina?
Yeah, completely. Okay. Really different.
Yeah, James.
No, very, very different, completely different stringed fretted instrument.
Okay.
And, concertina is buttons on both sides, so you can't.
Oh, right, okay.
They call it the concertina stair because you can't actually.
What's the other?
Oh, I think of like a cittern, maybe like a bouzouki. Yeah.
I was thinking of bouzouki.
Now I see where you're going. But no, they're very different. And it was fun for me because guitar, obviously, rhythm instrument, and concertina is, I can use it for chordal accompaniment, but it's also for tunes. It's for playing the melody. So, and again, buttons on both sides, so you can't even look at it. So it's muscle memory.
Yeah,
is what it is. So they're weird little instruments, I'll tell you. That's cool. And they get you just like harmonicas. They're all in different keys, except they're way more expensive than harmonicas.
Wow, all right.
So you can play in this one. You can play in G and D, and this one you can play in C and G. But it's it's not, at least the kind I play, are not fully chromatic either. So it's all it's a very complex, very strange instrument.
Yeah.
That I'm sorry I picked up. Kidding.
What is your favorite drink that's tied to the state?
You gave me a little list to choose from, and I thought some more about it. Yeah, no, I'm honestly, and I'm right near one. I have to stick with Dell's. I absolutely am into Dell's. Sometimes on its own, sometimes not. It's always a good base for other things. And I do love me some very dark coffee, so I'm kind of locally out of luck. Everything here is not very strong, and I'm far too cheap a guy to go to Starbucks. So I will make my own at home. So Russell's coffee at home is really, really good. Which is kind of interesting. And I think you're looking for favorite bars, and I have to say, again, now it's my house, and I love my backyard and my living room, but early memories are going. I actually started to go, my first exposure to Irish music was going to the sessions, Irish sessions, and they used to be held at the Old Met Cafe, which a lot of people may not know. I think it was a Sunday afternoon, but we would gather there. So I was 17 years old and going to the Met and started just listening. Jimmy Devine was there and so many others, playing. And I didn't even play at the time. I just listened. That's a big part of Irish and tradition, is just listening to the music and letting it kind of get into your brain. But that was the first time. So what I remember from there are Rolling Rocks. That's all anybody would drink was Rolling Rock beer. And I don't drink it now, but that is my memory from there. And it was fun because I got known at the session, so the bouncer would let me in. So, here I'm at 17 and 18 and seeing Louis Camp and seeing a guy named Shorty Jackson and seeing all the great bands. So I got to really experience a lot of that in the early days. And from there, then the Irish session moved to Talk of the Town, which I don't believe is there. That was on Washington Street in Providence, kind of across from Trinity. Great Irish bar. And same kind of thing, just early memories of, I do remember distinctly having my 21st birthday at the bar, and I'd been, of course, going there probably 3 years.
Yeah.
The bartender was like, gave me that look. He's like, wait a minute. But very fun, very fun.
And the sessions are now at Patrick's Pub.
That is correct. Yep, Patrick's Pub. Bob has been leading that 22 years now. He has been the session leader there, which is an amazing record and a big community part too. And he's very inviting to musicians who are beginning this, and that's an important place because not all places are. But yeah, 22 years at Patrick's. They're now on Thursdays, and encourage people to go out there. It's a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun.
Definitely, yeah. What is your favorite place in Rhode Island?
I would say, and that is probably 3, but having grown up in Cumberland, and if anybody knows it, I love the monastery area, and especially there are trails in back, and that's where the original fair was that Pendragon met. You can really go in back, and some meadows and forest area. It's where Nine Men's Misery is. It's just a great walking area, and back in the day, we used to, if you go the other way, a left at the path, we used to actually hike out to what we called the quarry, because that's exactly what it was. And back when they were not digging that much, and you could literally see Providence, sit on the stone ledge and see Providence and all the lights out there. And it was a cool place growing up to be able to go to. Locally, beach-wise, I love the Charleston Beachway, my favorite beach to go to, probably because the parking lot's so small, you don't get many people.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't like people, so, so that works out perfectly. And of course, for me, Block Island, my wife, Amy, and I have been going there for probably 2 decades now, and we'll always kind of rent a different house and island hop around there, but it's there's not much better than Block Island. Expensive as can be, but it's so beautiful, and especially getting out of the downtown and just seeing the nature part of it and all of that. Bring a car, as I say. Make sure you can explore other parts of the island. But
that's so much more than just
love Block Island.
The ferry drops you off.
Exactly. That's 0.1% of what Block Island really is about. So, yeah.
What's your favorite Rhode Island pizza?
That is tough. But if I'm going to pick one, it's actually, Cecilia's up on Atwells Avenue.
Yeah.
So Federal Hill has long been a favorite. I actually haven't been there for a while, but they have, I think they call it the special deep dish special pizza. Which
got
is
like 1.5 inches of cheese.
It's ridiculous. It is so good, and like juicy sauce. But yeah, I think it's sausage, onion, probably mushroom. And we always switch out. We get spinach instead of peppers. And it's just like an awesome, like a big thick pizza that's juicy. Like that's nothing better than that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like a pizza drink. It's
That's cool. And what is your favorite event that takes place in Rhode Island?
This is always the tough thing when you run your own venue. It's tough for me to get out to see a lot of other things. A lot of my stuff is memories of things from long ago, whether it was the Black Ships Festival in Newport or going to like Colt State Park in the early days when they would do, concerts and all. I loved the Cajun and Bluegrass Festival, which was down in Escoheag for many, many years before it obviously morphed into Rhythm and Roots and all. But that down at the Stepping Stone there was just, that was like a pretty magical many years of, I learned a lot about presenting there, just the way they did it too. It was nicely run, but they had their little workshop stages that were very personal, and you could talk to the performers. Like before I was like, oh, people are talking to performers. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Was really cool growing up. But yeah, right now I'll put in a last shameless plug and say my favorite is the Summer Solstice Festival, because it is something we put a stamp on. This is year 10. Of doing it at Diamond Hill Park, and I actually had done 2 other Celtic festivals there before, so this will be my 13th festival that I've put on, and it's I love the fact mainly, obviously I love the music and everything else, but it's cool again to do something in your hometown, whether it's my theater or doing a festival like that, and just creating something where there is nothing. And that's what it is. There's nothing there. We come in for a day, boom, here's your festival, here's everything you need, and now we're going the next day, and you don't even know we were there. And I'm like, that's kind of cool, kind of amazing, and it's it definitely testament to my incredible volunteers. We'll have about 70 of them over the course of 3 days putting everything on, so it's a big effort.
Well, thanks so much, Russ. It's really cool to
learn these things from you,
so thank you.
Great talking to you. Thank you.